Welcome back. It's episode 3 of season 3, and in the last week we have been investigating community as part of our social connection growth this month. We looked at meeting the neighbours.
Was in the lift with someone and they were like, "Oh, I've seen you around, are you new?" Come back up to the flat, talking with Zach, and he brings up the fact that we actually do need to meet a neighbour as part of the podcast. I decided to write a note. I actually wrote 2 notes. I wasn't sure which flat they were in. An identical note and popped them under the door. Ended up meeting really cool person. It's worked so well that I 100% am just going to start doing this to anyone that I now chat to in the lift.
The community and notes under the door.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a note from that weird guy upstairs yet? After seeing your great success, so I decided to bake a couple of loaves of bread and give one to the people that we live opposite. Unfortunately, when I knocked, they didn't answer. So I had come prepared. I had learned from what you had done with the note. Yeah, since I've had 2 really, really nice messages from 2 of the 3 people that live there saying they love the bread, thank God, and they'd love to meet up and we should all go around for a drink sometime. It was really nice to sort of know if we ever bump into each other in the corridor, can say hi, there's something to talk about, and it'll just break the ice nicely.
Breaking bread together.
Yeah, let us break bread. I should have written there, actually. So I missed out on that.
Put that on a t-shirt. I, on the other hand, was not particularly successful with this endeavor. And this guy who comes next door and he has, puts his key in the door, and I've never met him. So I was like, oh, perfect. This is my time. So I was like, hello. And in the very classic London neighbourly way, just sort of went like, hi, and just like completely diverted his gaze. I was like, oh no.
It's worth a shot, right?
Definitely.
I run a men's mental health walk around Hampstead Heath every 2 weeks on a Saturday. It just happened to fall on that Saturday for community. So I'd love to hear both of your thoughts.
It's a really nice concept, and it's such a great charity. I like to get involved in it. It's awesome that you're an ambassador for them,
and it's probably a good opportunity to plug it on the pod if there are any listeners that do see it. Saturday mornings, you get to be outside in the fresh air. It combines all the kind of things that make you feel mentally well.
Maybe they don't want to talk about the specific issue that they're feeling, but they need a different space that's not the people that they necessarily know.
Yeah, I love it. Check out Men Walk Talk. Next one's on the 31st of August. Hopefully see you there. Starts at 11 a.m. outside Hampstead Heath Station. You'll see me wearing a bright blue t-shirt. We started off very strong with community. And then it somewhat fell off on Sunday. We'd had quite large evenings the day before. And the plan for this day on Sunday was actually to go to a run club. Once we actually got around to researching it, there were none in the evening. So we sort of missed the boat for the run club. And so big fail from us, but one that we will be held accountable to do down the line, and then we can feed back on it. Maybe it's a whole episode next year. Who knows? We're
Absolutely.
not perfect.
The boys like a drink.
Frazzle Cafe is a charity. Anyone in the call can just say the experience they're having. You're not really meant to offer advice. It's just more meant to be like, a space where you can just vent.
There was one character that was a bit too relaxed, perhaps. There was Zach and I did a mindfulness session, a meditation. Once most of us opened our eyes again, Big Lynn, I think her name was.
Or otherwise unnamed and anonymous.
Oh yeah, sorry. An anonymous person, we'll call her Gary, had fallen asleep on camera with her mouth wide open and was letting out a soft hum of snores.
It was a cartoon sleeping situation. There was the full one. It was remarkable. And also, it is that sense of strangers. You kind of care initially, and then you really don't care because you really don't, and then you are unlikely to ever come across them, and you would never recognize them. So, because you do have that anonymity, you're just like, I can kind of say what I want, and they will listen, and it will be like problem shared is a problem halved. That's the phrase, isn't it?
It was the classic though, like when you're at uni over COVID doing virtual lectures and you catch eyes with your mate and you're looking at each other and you're both trying to laugh. And then when you've got Lynn on one screen, Gary, when when you've got someone snoring who's blatantly asleep. It creates a light-hearted mood in an otherwise fairly serious environment, which is
Yeah.
nice.
A collaborative playlist, so inviting people who follow 31 Days, follow the channel, follow all the socials.
In theory, it's a lovely idea. I think we were a bit unfortunate in that the main contributors to this said playlist were the three of us and one of our friends, Max. Thank you, Max, for contributing.
You do feel a bit more connected to people when you understand their music. Virtual storytelling. Right.
I love this one. I think we got on the call initially, it was just us three, and we were like, oh, no, like, here we go. And then, then I think it ended up being about 8 of us.
Do you remember how, like, COVID, like, you open a couple of beers, we found random online games, and it was actually such a good time.
Yeah, and that was the theme that came out of it. Like, the storytelling sort of went out the window. I mean, we did loosely follow the theme of storytelling, but it was just nice to have a bit of a catch up. Not even a catch up, just spend time together, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
I think other people who came along also said, they were like, why don't we do this more? Like, that was really fun. That was so easy. Let's do it. Kind of thing. For this one, it was going on to Reddit, the sort of famously polarizing newsroom app, whatever, to look at forums about things that we love or we're interested in to get that sense of community.
I've been watching Love is Blind, the UK version. I don't know who of you have got on that. It was quite funny because I was like looking at the subreddits on like the couples that like are getting married and like aren't getting married and like the fallout of that, and then just like laughing at all of people's comments. And then in a way that almost made it more of a community focus, because I could like sit there and be reading it and then be like, haha, this is funny, and like all of my mates around me also understood the context.
I was looking up things to do in Iceland, one on Blue Lagoon, which we actually ended up doing yesterday. And just quickly, it's a very Icelandic anecdote. So the road leading up to it was covered in rock, like black rock, like basically dried lava. And there was a dirt track, literally dirt tracks, like diverting all the traffic off a main like motorway around. So we'd already done that, wondering like, this is quite like post-apocalyptic. Anyway, we get to reception, and quite a large volcano went off 3 months ago, and it's like ready to erupt again. And so we were checking in, and they were going, we're expecting it. If the sirens go off whilst you're outside, we're going to evacuate everyone. So just like expect it, basically, which was quite like,
wow.
Yeah, quite
welcome to Iceland.
Tense.
I know. First day, quite different from back home. Take a stab here and reckon Zach probably also searched fantasy football. I think
I need to search for it, mate. I'm already.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's top of the throne.
Well, I think that concludes Community Week then. A really good one, actually. I think that was probably one of my favorites. We've got the Rogue Week next week, which is a staple feature of these seasons now. So a few surprises chucked in there, I'd imagine. But thank you so much for listening. We will have the audio uploaded on Apple Music and Spotify. We're going to have our TikTok in the bio. We'll have our Instagram down there too. So please follow us on all of them and tune in for next week for Rogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers, boys. Enjoy the rest of your holidays.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you so much. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Is that better? I am wearing trunks. Hold on. I
would argue,
I am definitely
not better.
Definitely not better.